Hello, this is Harry Hobson. I'm President and CEO of Plymouth Harbor.
And I'm Karen Novak, the Administrator for Strategic Healthcare Initiatives here at Plymouth Harbor.
And Karen is really our point person, as you all know by now, for all infection control matters. Karen, you and I talked earlier this morning. I know we don't have a big update to give everybody this morning, but there are a couple important items that we thought we would go ahead, even though, again, this will be somewhat of a brief update. So why don't we begin where we normally do, and that's talk about where we are today on COVID-19 as it relates both to our team members and, of course, our residents.
We'll start with our team members. We have still the same 6 that have been identified, 4 of which are waiting for their second negative test. I'm hoping with the weekend ending and the week just beginning, those test results will start coming back in today as quick as possible, because I know a number of our teammates are anxious to get back here. Unfortunately, one of our residents that was in the hospital passed away, but the good news is her family was indeed right there with her. They were able to share some time together and make each and every second count. They had some wonderful things to say about Plymouth Harbor. They're very grateful for the care that their mother was provided, and we're very glad that we had the opportunity to have this resident in our lives for the time that she was here.
And Karen, you and I talked about this earlier this morning, and I think what's most important to us is that the family and our resident had a quality experience here at Plymouth Harbor. So our thoughts and prayers were with our resident and their family really all of last week and a little bit before. So I'm so proud of our team, our heroes, and the good care that they did give here at Plymouth Harbor.
Absolutely.
Karen, we did have our trade association conference call this morning, and there really wasn't a whole lot of new information. And, we do kind of listen. We know it's still going to be, there's nothing on the horizon that has to do with visitations, but that's certainly on the minds of all of us. And they'll continue to monitor this in Tallahassee. And then when, and it is a when, the governor gives an executive order that allows visitation, then like we've done before, we'll look at how things are here locally, here at Plymouth Harbor, and then we'll make our decision on the best way to open up for visitation. But there's nothing yet. And again, I'm speaking with our nursing home, Smith Care Center, and our assisted living and memory care.
Absolutely. I think one thing that I took away from the call this morning was all the sighs of relief since the hurricane storm did not meander up the coast, and that was a good thing for us all.
Absolutely. I did notice on the news, I guess early this morning, that all of the emergency managers, certainly in this part of the country, they're all communicating constantly, and they're trying to learn from each other. What do we do in the hurricane situation? Couple that with the COVID. I know they started having some communications with the folks in Corpus Christi last week, and then as things were getting prepared down in southeast Florida. So we're going to learn a lot over the next couple of months. So,
indeed, we will.
Okay. Well, Karen, I said this would be a relatively brief update, but yet an important one. So that's all I've got today, and I know that you're not going to let me end this conference without your words of wisdom.
Absolutely. We want to remind you, please, to keep that social distance, keep that 6-foot perimeter around you free from anybody entering it. We want to make sure that you wash your hands quite frequently. Use that antibacterial soap. Hit those high contact areas, and don't forget your keys and your cameras, the little cell phones. We want to make sure that, most importantly, that you do don your mask. It is a mandatory state here at Plymouth Harbor. Anytime you leave your apartment, we ask that you wear your mask. Do it for yourself. Do it for those that you love and all those that are around you. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Karen, I think this is always a great reminder, and I appreciate you taking time to do that with all of us. Well, that brings conclusion to today's video. So it's time for us now to don our mask.